Stop! I will eat all of you alive right now. All of you alive right now.
I prefer the break us apart option.
Introducing the M&M's chocolate bar.
Whiskey Wednesday.
I am going to win you over. Definitely not.
Millions fell in love with Whiskey Cavalier.
We gotta start treating each other like we're family.
Hard pass.
It's the romantic spy thriller that's being called the best new show of the season.
Show me how you hold a gun. Bow, bow, bow.
Delicious to watch.
Run!
And giddily enjoyable.
What is keep happening?
I kinda like it.
Whiskey Cavalier. New Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Without Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant pours in 31, Curry 28, and DeMarcus Warrior a 6.
Thanks for watching Jet 24, your weather authority.
Jet 24, your news leader.
Play out of that timeout. And why do they foul?
By 19, and we're going to wind it up.
To 5. Simmons sees a path, and they're going to give up the two-pointer, lays it in. It's back to 3 again. 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. They don't have to foul. Curry tied up. Redick all over him. Brown wanted to travel, and Steve Kerr calls timeout.
It's almost impossible to not drag that pivot foot as hard as Curry was going on the dribble when he came to the stop. And again, if you want to be technical, Mike, I think he did travel. I think it's a good no call, though.
If you think he travels, that's got to be a call.
No, I don't want all these travels called.
No, come on. If you were sitting over there on the Sixers bench, you want that call made.
Oh, I would have been storming the court. That's a travel. But I'm just saying, like, you could call this on every possession. You just don't call it late. There's much more egregious travels.
You have to make that call, though. Again, that can make a difference between players being traded, coaches being fired, people losing their job. A play like that.
I understand. But I'm saying, you can't just call travel late. We don't care about traveling in the NBA. Guys switch their pivot feet all the time.
Don't say we.
The NBA.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, now Golden State has the ball with 22.7 remaining. Again, there's 5.7 different shot clock and game clock. Obviously, still don't have to foul. Remember, Philadelphia out of timeouts.
But I'm going to say this. If it hits anybody's hands other than Durant and Curry, I'm fouling. I'm going to put everybody, I'm going to put 3 guys and make them throw to either Green or Damian Lee.
I even agree with Ben Simmons not defending the ball right now.
Curry throws up Iguodala. Durant gets inside, knocked out of bounds by McConnell. They say Golden State ball. Obviously, the officials can check the replay. McConnell talking about it. So they'll check it out.
Looks like that's.
Boy, what a great defensive play. The crowd just saw the replay on the big screen. Durant's ready to go in for a dunk to pretty much end the game. And how about McConnell? So Zach Zarba, the crew chief, over there checking it out. Brett Brown diagramming with 19.3 remaining.
We're not going to show the replay center?
You love the hustle. You were talking about how much you love McConnell. We both know, Mark, you were the one raving about him early.
Where he comes from.
Yep, they overturn it. It's off Durant. As you guys like to say, that's just winning plays.
Exactly, but it's not just hustle. It's also anticipation.
All right, now they're out of timeouts. Obviously need a 3 to tie, but there's a lot of time left. They could go for a quick 2.
Oh, they almost, I would suspect you're going to put that ball in Simmons' hands and have him push as hard as you can.
And to me, with almost 20 seconds to go, it's too early for the Warriors to foul immediately up 3. Play solid defense.
Simmons walking it up, though.
If they're going to take the time like this, at some point, I would commit the foul.
And they got a free timeout.
And Draymond Green yelling at Zach Zarba. So Simmons will shoot 2 free throws with 10.3 remaining and Philly down by 3.
If I'm Draymond Green, I'm not upset with you making that call. I'm sending a bad free throw shooter to the line. But at this point, I can't understand this. This is how Jeff talks to me sometimes at the restaurant. I cut it off immediately.
Simmons, meanwhile, perfect from the line tonight. Now 5 for 5. Jonah Bolden's going to come in. DeMarcus Cousins come in, rebounding at the free throw lane.
And free throw rebounding, you have an offensive play, you have a defensive coverage, and Jimmy Butler, he has got great timing.
Is it too early to miss the free throw?
To me, I'm making this free throw.
Nope. He missed it and he didn't hit the rim, so violation.
With 10 seconds to go in this ballgame, I'm making the free throw and then going to defend and try to get a steal and foul them.
That does not make sense.
Lee checks back in, so it's a 2-point game. You have to hit the rim.
There's a lot of time left in this ballgame.
Yep. Even without any timeouts left, 10 seconds. Curry gets it. Now they have to foul. Curry tied up, finds Durant. And Durant bumped by Harris with 4.5 remaining. If Durant hits both of these, this one's over.
This is going to be a great teaching tool by Brett Brown with his team. The foul on Durant earlier, the missed intentional free throw by Simmons. These late game situations are going to crop up over and over again in the playoffs. And you've got to be your best and have your most poise late in games.
Back up to 3. Remember, Philadelphia out of timeouts. So even if Durant misses, they'll have a chance to tie it with a 3. We'll have to push it up the floor. Durant, a great free throw shooter. Misses. Rebound tip, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Golden State, so they've got 2.4. Certainly plenty of time to get it into the front court and get a 3-point attempt.
And this is the hard one. Do you foul or not? Because these guys know how to gather.
Simmons to Harris. Harris, he was out of bounds when he caught it. They're going to look at the replay, but Harris was backing off. He was fading off, and it appeared like he looked like he touched the sideline. It looks like that right foot was on the sideline.
Yeah, I think it came down. Yeah.
You said a teaching point for Philadelphia. I also think it's a teaching point for the Golden State Warriors. If I'm Steve Kerr, we do have another gear defensively that we can get to and win ball games. Let's make it a habit.
Right, especially when you look at they're a little bit depleted right now.
By the way, that was good defense from Durant and Green without fouling, forcing him to have to back up to get the shot off, and that's what forced him to step out of bounds.
So, Coach, you put pressure on Draymond Green early in this game, requesting that he elevate his game. He has done that tonight.
And I think this has to be, he's had a down year. For them to win it, again, I think they are the favorite. but for them to win it with the depth of the Eastern Conference teams, he's going to have to be really, really good.
That was the right call, confirmed on the replay. 2.1 put back on the clock. Golden State just has to get the ball in bounds. Curry gets free, and that'll do it. Golden State comes back from 14 down in the second half to finish up this East Coast trip with a victory, and they bounce back after the two disappointing losses in Florida. Meanwhile, a tough loss for Philadelphia. Golden State, they only come here once a year, but 6 straight years they've come away with a victory. As the 76ers, without Joel Embiid, played a terrific game at times, but unable to finish it off. Steph Curry, 11 of his 28 points here in the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant, a 34-point game. Now let's go to Tom Rinaldi.
Mike, thank you very much. KD, from the outside, with this kind of atmosphere, this intensity, it almost felt playoff-like. What was it like on the inside? No, you give me a head shake right away.
Just a regular game, both teams, trying to get ready for the playoffs, so the intensity is going to be up. It's March, so, every team ramps up the intensity at this point. The crowd was amazing. Philly's always great, but I'm glad we came out here and ended the road trip off nice.
Without Clay, what do you guys learn with a win like this when he's out? Only the second game he missed this year.
That we need him.
When you think of what Steph was able to do here late in the fourth, you did throughout, how important was that performance?
I think those fouls kind of took his rhythm away, but he settled in after a few misses earlier in the fourth and took over the game for us late in the game. We needed that from him, and he was great for us. So, it was a good way to finish.
6 weeks to go until the playoffs. It seems like such a long slog at times. Where do you think your team is at right now, coming off this road trip?
I don't know. I'm glad we're healthy. We want to just keep plugging away. We'll see what happens once we get there, but we just want to keep getting better.
Appreciate it, KD.
Yep.
All right, Tom. 2 NBA heavyweights, perhaps the finals preview. Lots has to happen last 6 weeks of the regular season and what should be a thrilling postseason as Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors once again come to Philadelphia and get the victory against the Sixers. Next Saturday, our NBA Saturday primetime on ABC, presented by HyperX Gaming. We're going to be at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Lakers and Celtics, 2 teams trying to get on track and get ready for the playoffs. Lakers just trying to get in. Our coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern. So from the Wells Fargo Center, Warriors beat the Sixers 121-17. Our producer, Tim Corrigan, director Jimmy Moore, our outstanding ABC crew. Of course, for Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, and Tom Rinaldi, Mike Breen saying, thanks so much for watching NBA Saturday Primetime on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
It's Idol Day!
I'm auditioning for American Idol.
You're going to be a star.
Let's see what you got.
I would be ready to lose my virginity if I was in love.
Monday.
I'm ready to see where this thing can go.
The wait is over.
I'm going to Fantasy Suites. Finally.
This is the episode.
My heart is very full. My heart is complete.
Colton will lose.
I've been waiting forever for this moment.
His mind.
Colton.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
From Jet 24, your weather authority. This is your forecast first.
And here's a live look of the new Motors Cam in Summit Township. A little bit of a haze, but this is also a camera high up, so it might be in the low-level clouds right now. Might see some flakes out there, even though Storm Tracker's not picking it up. But we do have a temperature at 28 degrees, winds at 6 miles per hour from the west-northwest. Forecast first, temperatures getting down into the low 20s with a slight chance of freezing drizzle throughout. Tomorrow at noon, up to 26. Full forecast coming up in a bit. Jet 24 Action News starts now.
From your news leader.
The community coming together today to show their support for Wabtec union workers.
We talked to 2 sisters who lost their brother in the apartment building fire on Terrace Street.
And a Winter Wonderland themed gala is held tonight to raise money for a good cause.
Live in high definition from your news leader. This is Jet 24 Action News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Tiara Braddock filling in for David Belmondo. As the Wabtec worker strike reaches its 5th day, community members are showing their support with the workers. Hundreds of community members from around the region came together this morning to show solidarity with the workers. Union leaders organized a community gather on behalf of Wabtec workers who they say are locked out of the Lawrence Park plan. Wabtec union workers are calling for fair contracts from the company, and today they released a statement regarding the accept that proposal. They also know Wabtec rejected a proposal from UE workers to continue working under the current wages and working conditions. This lockout is unnecessary. And the Wabtec workers strike also catching the attention of presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. UE Local 506 President Scott Lawson joining Sanders today at a campaign rally in Brooklyn. Lawson speaking to a packed crowd about the Wabtec strike and how Senator Sanders has supported their efforts to get fair contracts.
On behalf of both locals, I want to say thank you to Senator Sanders for his unwavering support to our fight against Wabtec's attempts to destroy the living standards of Erie County, Pennsylvania.
This is the first campaign rally that Senator Sanders has held this year. It was a close call for one gas station customer today when his truck catches fire at the pump. Several fire crews respond to calls of a vehicle fire at the Country Fair on Wattsburg Road. Just after 1 o'clock this morning, the driver was pumping gas when the fire began near the engine compartment. Employees of the store quickly shut off the gas pumps. Crews on the scene tell us no one was injured.
Well, we got called for a vehicle fire at the pumps. When I arrived, flames were coming out of the engine compartment and then quickly spread to the gas pump. And, you know, the winds were not in our favor today.
Although an apparent electrical problem is the cause of the fire, crews are continuing to investigate. And it has now been a week since that tragic Meadville apartment fire. Two sisters grieving their brother who passed in that fire. Saida Abbas spoke to the family to learn more.
Last Friday, Christine Pelk got a phone call telling her that there was a fire at the apartment building on Terrace Street, where her brother John Borkovec lived. They couldn't locate Pelk's brother.
He was to himself in a way. He didn't like family functions and that, but he loved his family. And he made friends with anybody.
According to the coroner, after investigation, Borkovec perished in the fire. He was on the 3rd floor when the floor caved in. Borkovec enjoyed walking the streets of Meadville no matter what the weather was. Borkovec passed away in his bed sleeping.
He's very giving. He liked being around people, which is evident from the time that he spent at the soup kitchen and a lot of the other senior centers.
He was a current member of VFW Post Number 2006. His family remembers Borkovec as a person who enjoyed spending time with his loved ones over a cup of coffee.
And that was Jet 24 Saida Abbas reporting. The Ambassador Center was turned into a winter wonderland tonight for the annual Emma's Footprints Winter Gala. More than 400 people were in attendance at the event from all around the region. All proceeds go to support Emma's Footprints, an organization that helps families who are grieving pregnancy and infant loss.
It's just a great opportunity for all of us to come together and wrap our arms around one another and support each other in this community.
Yeah, this is our biggest fundraiser for Emma's Footprints. And yeah, we're here at the Ambassador having a great time.
And like the founder of Emma Footprints says, this is the biggest fundraiser of the year. And the weather was perfect for playing horseshoes in Albion today. VFW Post 2341 hosts a 26th annual Brews and Shoes charity event. Hundreds of people coming together to raise money for this year's charity of choice. More than 60 teams of 6 participating in this year's event. Organizers say it's the biggest turnout they've had so far.
Me and my group put in a lot of work to make this happen, and it's nice to finally see it pay off, to see everybody here. We're pretty anxious to get the party started, and once we're here, everybody's having a really awesome time, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good.
This year's event is benefiting the Anna Shelter's Pets for Vets program. A downtown tradition draws people to the bar, all for a good cause. Kristen Nielsen has more on the 21st annual Barstool Open.
It's just after 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, and while many people take the day to sleep in, teams of people wielding putters can be seen walking up and down State Street. Those putters and some interesting costumes are a sure sign of the annual Barstool Open. Emily Orvitz lives in Erie but is originally from Pittsburgh, where she first attended this type of putt-putt themed bar crawl event.
So I heard that Erie has the similar thing. So our friends have been doing it for 5 to 6 years, and this year I finally joined their team.
Christy Arrangea is also a first-timer here.
Just decided to do a fun day out with my family.
Teams aren't just competing for the best score on the green. They're also looking to win prizes for best costume, and the competition is fierce. Despite that, everyone here seems to be having a great time.
It's a good time with friends, dressing up.
This event may look like it's all fun and games, but the proceeds go to charity.
It's for the kids, man, raising money for Mecca.
Mecca is a local nonprofit that helps people with disabilities in the Erie area.
All of the entry fees go to charity, and also they have like different things that you can donate on the different courses and whatnot, so it all just goes to a good cause.
We asked our first-timers if they plan to come back next year.
Oh, definitely.
It's just all over, just a good time.
Krista Nielsen, Jet 24 Action News.
Before your next adventure into the woods or out in the water, you may want to head to the Bayfront Convention Center. That's because the Erie Sport and Travel Expo is underway this weekend. The expo features just about anything you would need for being outdoors. There's a fishing pond, a rock wall for kids, and more.
This is my favorite show. We produce several shows, but this is our favorite show because it's cabin fever at its best, and it brings all the families together.
The 3-day show runs tonight till 8 p.m., Sunday 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Monday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the 6th annual men's retreat was held to help educate people about why the world needs Catholic heroes. Men came from all over the Erie Diocese to listen to 3 great national known speakers about priorities in life. Topics like becoming a better man, husband, and father were discussed. About 500 men attended the retreat. And we'll tell you how you can experience a look back at time at Presque Isle with the latest PI 365.
Hey, we have some flakes flying around at the airport, and we have another weather system that will be developing to our south tomorrow. We'll have a full in-depth look at that after the break.
From your news leader, you're watching David Belmondo, meteorologist Dan Rupp, and Mike Benner with sports. This is Jet 24 Action News, your news leader. Action News, your news leader.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Available in the Army National Guard.
Meet Joe. Joe is a matchmaker, a Mazda matchmaker. Joe helps people like Sean find the perfect companion because Sean has, well, very high standards. Sean wants a looker, strong, that can handle a bunch of kids.
Meet the Mazda CX-5. That's a match.
Make the all-wheel drive CX-5 yours for only $22,999.
Make it a Mazda.
Feeling lucky? Presque Isle Downs and Casino has a big St. Patrick's Day party you won't want to miss. It's $9.99 kegs and eggs at Churchill's Bourbon and Brew starting at 10 a.m. DJ Butch Knight will be rocking the house until Ron Yarman takes the stage from 5 until 7 p.m. Want to try your luck at the tables? Join us from 8 a.m. until noon for a Lucky Hot Seat Match Play giveaway. Don't miss the luckiest place in town to celebrate. Only at Presque Isle Downs and Casino.
Signs lead to your local Honda dealer. That's where you'll always find an extraordinary lineup of SUVs and crossovers, featuring the amazing Honda CR-V, HR-V, and Pilot. Visit your local Honda dealer.
From Jet.
We have still some pretty calm conditions out there in the Bob Fernando Ford Lincoln Cam. You see the flag moving around a bit on Highway 20, and you may even pick up a few flurries outside. Storm Tracker's not picking it up because it's just too low in the atmosphere. The radar beam is just missing those low-level clouds. Some moisture to the south. This is our next system for tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, which we'll talk more about in a bit. 27 in Franklin, Erie, and Meadville. 28 Ashtabula. 25 degrees if you are in Bradford. And Weather Watchers, we still have our map under construction, so hopefully we get that by next week. So we'll keep you updated on that. But winds about 5 miles per hour in Meadville, 4 for Warren, and 7 for Jamestown. High today was 34 degrees, and the low was 20. And the average high is 39, average low at 23 degrees. 0.1 inches of snow measured for today, and sunset is at 6:12. So global warming, well, it is giving us warmer temperatures. You can see the different bars here and what's going to happen in the future with current greenhouse emissions. So by 2050, we'll see an increase in the warming temperatures and potentially even some years with some drier conditions and precipitation. Some years we may see higher rainfalls, and you probably heard Pittsburgh had its rainiest, its wettest year on record in 2018. State College in Lancaster also picked up some rain records. But notice the heat waves don't change too much, or the storms. That stays about the same. Now, if we do reduce our emissions, that will reduce the impacts. And we are right in the middle of these areas where Pennsylvania will be seeing the top hazards as precipitation, but if you go farther west, you run into more of a drought situation, those impacts becoming a little bit more intense. So just something to keep in mind. But for tonight, just looking at a little precipitation, low tracks to our south, and that will give us some light snow accumulations for tomorrow. And then behind that low, we're looking at a little bit of Arctic air before we go back to average. So look at the surface map. This is that low pressure system. It's going to be weak, and it's not going to give us a whole lot of snow. And you can see the old low pressure system is off the coast now, along with that cold front. So that track goes to the south just like that. We are on the northern side of it, so we have enough cold air to give us some snow, but no watches, warnings, or advisories, because they're not expecting a whole lot of snow with it. But Futurecast for tonight may even see some freezing drizzle tonight or some flurries. And for tomorrow, starting off with a slight chance of freezing drizzle. Then in the evening hours, that snow moves in from that low pressure system. But it should start off generally light, about an inch as possible for Crawford and Warren by sunset, less than an inch for Erie. And then Sunday night, we pick up maybe about 1 to 3. But notice we're at 11:09 p.m. Sunday night, and we are already seeing the edge of this thing. So it's not going to be lasting that long. So that moves out of here. And then this model is picking up some lake effect, but I think it's making it a little bit too extreme because there's just too much ice on the lake. We shouldn't see a whole lot. But we could see some moisture giving us some snow, but not really any accumulations. So that falls apart. Tuesday, a clipper system moves through, and we'll be getting some more snow there. 17 in the mountains, 20 lakeshore for tonight. Chance of flakes and some freezing drizzle. Winds about 5 to 10 for the lakeshore tomorrow, 26 to 30. Then some snow developing after the slight chance of some freezing drizzle. Farther inland, 28 to 32, about an inch as possible. Again, most of that snow will start during the evening hours. And for the mountains, 25 to 29, snow showers developing. Your winds will be light. Tomorrow night, 12 to 14, snow likely.